What's like the coolest class you've taken?
The coolest class that I've taken was a sheet management class.
You hear about like Cornell's Hotel Friday, where all the hotel school freshmen like dress up in suits or dress up in dresses.
When we're looking at real life examples of like failed experiments and like vaccination trials, I understand what's going on a little too much.
Aloha, it's Katie, and today we are going to ask random Cornell students about their major, specifically what they love about it and what they hate about it. Cornell is known to have so many different majors, including very unique ones like hotel management and animal science, which you'll hear about in a second. But before we go into that, make sure you subscribe because I upload new videos every week. I'm doing so many more college vlogs and fun videos where I bring along my friends, especially as campus here reopens fully. So you don't want to miss that. And also, if you want to join in on a Q&A, my Instagram is at AlohaKittyX. I always ask on Instagram for questions for my videos. Anyways, enough talking. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's go. What's your name?
Sarah.
My name is Kimberly. I'm Brian.
Hi guys, my name is Emily.
Hi, my name is Valentina.
I'm Sophia.
Hi, I'm Olivia.
What is your major?
So we're from the hotel school.
I chose to focus on sustainable and equitable food systems. I study interdisciplinary studies.
I am an information science major.
I'm a sophomore in animal science.
My major is global and public health sciences.
I'm a communication major. What's one thing you love about your major?
The sort of like openness to be dynamic and allow myself to like be a changing human internally, but also like academically as well.
My concentration within information science is actually ethics and law, which is not something that a lot of schools offer, and I'm really proud of that. I feel like it adds a lot of spice and flavor to my major. Not just normal data scientist, I'm an ethical one.
I like how there is so much opportunity to get hands-on experience working with animals and doing research and like applying what we're learning in like real life scenarios. I'm also a part of the Cornell Raptor program, which is like a program that focuses on the conservation of birds of prey, and they do rehabilitation of sick and injured birds. Yeah, there are a lot of actual birds of prey in that program, and I get to spend time with them and learn about wildlife. That's really cool.
I'd say I really love how it's very broad. Like the people who are in it are all very different, and everyone is like interested in different areas of communication, but it can really be applied in so many different ways and different career paths.
Global and public health can basically encompass almost anything or any sort of like issue about equity or social injustice. So like I've gotten to explore infectious diseases and then food systems and then like poverty, maternal and child health care. So it's very broad, which allows you to explore and specialize or concentrate in one area.
I think I really like the hotel school community. Like I think everyone's really close, and even though there's a lot of different aspects of the hotel school, you have a lot of the finance, real estate people, and you all have the operations people. I think everyone has their own very unique talents, and everyone's very encouraging of that.
I think hoteliers, they love to like share things and they're like very open.
Yeah.
Because hospitality is like all about serving others and like, you know, meeting different cultures. So I definitely love that about hotels.
Especially when you're in such a large university like Cornell, with like what, like 14,000 undergraduate students. It's really nice, especially when you come in as a freshman, to have a group, this like little home that you can connect with if you're lost, and you know you have the same little cohort like throughout this entire 4 years that you stick with.
We have like our own building. It's like
We do,
Stellar
yeah.
Hall, and it's like all the classes happen in that building. Sometimes people are like, okay, it's like called Stellar High School. We have lockers because like for the culinary kids, they have like their kids and like chefs like suits and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of interesting. People are like, oh, this is like a high school because like you know everyone.
And best part, we have like 2 cafeterias.
Yeah, we do.
Wow, so much for one thing you like about hotel school. What is one thing that you don't like or hate about your major?
I have two different answers, which is funny. One is because it's so broad. I wish there was like a list of like concentrations or like certain areas that we can explore to, and then like classes associated with that. Because then like if you don't know about that, you're kind of just like
given a major and you're just like, okay, so where do I go from here? And then the second thing is that our major here at Cornell in particular, there's a lot of natural science classes that we have to take. So I don't like chemistry, but I've had to take like 3 different chemistry classes.
It's in CALS, so even though I'm not a STEM major, we have to do like a lot of science distribution requirements, which I would prefer we didn't have to, but it's okay.
One thing that's frustrating is like when someone's like, oh, what's your major, like in passing, and they definitely don't have the time to like talk about it, giving them a straight answer, because I have to sell it short, and it's sad, but my hope is that they just like understand somewhat.
I always say it's like a community, but it can be a bubble sometimes. Some people, they only maybe stay in the hotel school, but you know, now a lot of people are reaching out through either Greek life or like, you know, different clubs on campus, which I think is a good thing. As much as I like this tight-knit community, I do think if you're in college, there's so many other majors, and it's like always good to like just branch out and like meet others.
Yeah, I think like maybe some people do get a little bit too comfortable with the hotel school. Like I know some like fellow hoteliers, they just absolutely refuse to take classes outside the hotel school. But I think, you know, college is really about exploration, so why just like stick in your major even though you love it so much?
I would say that it can definitely be pretty demanding and science heavy, and some of the science classes we have to take along with our animal science classes can just be grueling.
Like what?
Maybe organic chemistry. Not naming names.
The workload is kind of intense, more intense than I'd like. These days we're in a pandemic and my specific workload has been plague modeling conditions. So we're doing a lot of math to look at real world situations, and I appreciate that my degree is real world applicable, but it gets a little heavy sometimes when we're looking at real life examples of like failed experiments and like vaccination trials. I understand what's going on a little too much.
What's like the coolest class you've taken?
The coolest class that I've taken was a sheep management class where we got to like actually go to a barn and like practice, you know, giving instructions to sheep.
That is so unique! Wait, what's like, do you have any other cool classes?
Right now I'm in a reproduction class, so I'm just learning all about, you know, sex. And with the lab for that class, I just did a bull semen lab. And so basically we got like a fresh sample of bull semen. We tested different like cryopreservation techniques. We got to count the concentration of the sperm. And we also like dissected a lot of rats in that class. And at the end of the semester, I'm gonna artificially inseminate a cow.
Crime and Punishment. It's a government class with Professor Marguli. Yeah, it's a really amazing class, and one of those classes you should just take, because even if you're not like necessarily interested in that specific in like government, it's just like a really cool class, and yeah, I really recommend it.
I'm in one right now that's an advanced data science analytics course. So we just took a look at the Challenger data, which was a failed rocket launch, and so we were able to make graphs of some of the situations. Like we were doing logistic regression for like the O-rings that sort of went wrong in that situation. So it's kind of crazy, like you really can like look back on experiments like that and understand exactly down to a T like what happened.
The most memorable one that like all hoteliers, I think a lot of hoteliers would agree with, is DDLS, which stands for the Dean's Distinguished Lecture Series. So every freshman and I think transfer students are required to take this class. It's a 1-credit class that's typically held during the fall. So every Friday, you'd hear about like Cornell's Hotelier Friday, where all the hotel school freshmen like dress up in suits or dress up in dresses, and they'd like all walk together to like Statler Hall and attend like, you know, a CEO's lecture, or typically some kind of like famous alumni's lecture, and then, you know, have food together. And that's really where you get to know a lot of your classmates and just get to know the alumni and the industry in general.
Yeah, it's really fun because like we always walk from North Campus where the freshman lives, and like, you know, walk to Statler, and it's like this like line of students in their suits, and then people are just looking at, okay, hoteliers on Friday. It's like we don't have like other classes really, so that's like the one class. And it's like, you know, on a Friday it's like very free. It's kind of feeling like they want you to dress up to feel the professionalism and then getting used to it.
I heard some people enroll in the class just for the food, which I don't blame them.
I will recommend the Annabelle's class, the Annabelle's Groceries class. You learn a lot in that class. It focuses on like food systems and food justice. It's like basically a solution that's been created to respond to an actual campus problem that Cornell is facing, which is food insecurity. And so in this class, you learn about food insecurity, you learn about anti-racism and the food justice movement. But then on top of that, there's a practical aspect where you're like actually working in the animals grocery store. And with that, you learn a lot about like running a grocery store and then like how food gets into grocery stores. So like purchasing and like product development, and then just a whole bunch of different things that are like so cool. Of course grocery stores do that, but you never thought about it. So if you want to learn like the behind the scenes of what a grocery store is like, and also the behind the scenes of a grocery store that's working on like an anti-racist model and working to address the actual tangible problem on campus, you should sign up for the Animals Practical class, which is where I met Katie.
I would have to recommend the Annabelle's Grocery class because I've met you and some amazing other people through it, and yeah, it's just such a cool space to like roam free and do whatever you want.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video and found it interesting. If you want to see a part 2, then give this video a thumbs up and comment down below because there are so many more majors I have not covered today. We only covered less than 10%, less than maybe 5% of what Cornell offers because there are over 100 majors across 7 undergraduate colleges here. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see that. I do a lot of Q&As where I bring along my friends, and you can ask us questions on Instagram stories when I post them. Share this video with your friends, especially if they're considering Cornell or just curious about the different majors that university life offers. And I wish you all the best if you're a high school senior. Advanced congrats on graduating, and if you're just a high school student or university student, I hope you're cruising through school and take some time to rest for yourself. I will see you next week with another new video. Bye guys!